Welcome to the news on STV channel. I am Beatrice Obi. As activities hot up for the 2027 election, where loyalists are rooting for the re-election of the incumbent senator representing Delta Central Senatorial District, Dafinone. His Deputy Chief of Staff, Dr. Justin Uloho, says Dafinone has represented Urobo well enough as a first-time senator to deserve a second term. Dr. Justin Uloho, who ran for the Ughelli North constituency 2 seats in the Delta State House of Assembly in 2023, spoke in an exclusive encounter with Daniel Ekibo, where he declared that his only ambition in 2027 was to see his principal, Senator Dafinone, re-elected. Enjoy the interview.
First of all, how do you describe your boss, the man, Senator Dafinone?
Senator Kakuro Dafinone is very down to earth. Passionate about development. Also is very youth-friendly. I've seen how he relates to people, how he embraces people. He's very receptive. And this is not the norm within the political sphere in Nigeria. You find senators who don't, there's actually a bridge between them and the youths or the younger ones. Or there's all-encompassing, and he has a clear vision of what he wants for Delta Central.
He's been in the Senate for more than half of the term already.
Yeah.
What would you say has been his vision that is implemented?
Well, I would say his vision is very clear. He wants every citizen of Delta Central or his constituents to have a feel of his impact, to benefit from what he's doing. You know, first and foremost, he's a lawmaker or a legislator, but he wants his people to be empowered. I would say he has achieved a lot because he wants every of his constituents to benefit, to not be where they were 2 or 3 years ago as the time he assumed office. He wants everybody to grow. So it's not just about him focusing on the elite or a select few. He's there for everybody, for every of his constituents. So that's his vision, his clear vision, so for everybody to benefit, for everybody to be successful.
Over time, there have been complaints that Urobo is not where it ought to be at the national sphere of politics. What would you say Senator Dafinone is doing in that regard towards placing Urobo where it ought to be?
As the senator representing the Urobo people, he has a goal, an aim to ensure that the Urobo nation is at its peak, that the Urobo nation actually rises back again to where it ought to be. He's doing a lot. Let me put, for instance, the Okwama killings that took place about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. He was at the forefront of ensuring that the federal government helped in terms of not just relief materials, but those who were incarcerated or held illegally. They were released. For instance, he ensured that HRM Clement Jikolo was released, and also another leader. I know there are still some of them that are imprisoned, and I know he's networking very well with top elites and sons and daughters of Urobo to make sure that the Urobo nation gets back to where it ought to be in the national politics.
What is the rapport between the senator and the Apex Sociocultural Organization, the Urobo Progress Union?
Taking or pushing the Urobo nation at the height it should attain is not just one man's responsibility. It requires collective effort, and my principal, Senator Dafinone, knows that and is working he's doing that part to ensure that he works with GPU and other stakeholders to make sure that the Urobo nation gets what it deserves as a major stakeholder in Nigeria.
They are already pushing left, right, center for the next political dispensation of 2027. And there are side talks that your principal, Senator is going for re-election. Would you say this is true?
I would say yes, because he deserves it. He has done very well, and I want him to continue the good job that he's doing. Though he has not said it verbally that he's standing again for office, but I know he's in the race, and definitely with God on our side, will come out victorious in 2027.
A lot of gladiators are warming up for the Senate seat come 2027. Do you think Senator Ede has what it takes to stand the likes of? We are hearing names like the Amoris, the Emiros, even side talks for the Omagiges and the rest. What do you think could be the chances of Dafinone in such a contest?
It will not be harmful to the politics of Delta Central to have more people in the race. As a matter of fact, if you're competent, you're qualified, you think you deserve to be a senator, you are free to contest. So the more the merrier. They believe they have what they can bring to the table that the incumbent is not doing. They are free to contest. But I know that Senator Dafinone is in a league of his own. He stands out when you compare, and I mentioned this not quite long, in terms of his achievements compared to what his predecessors have done. There's a huge margin. He has done very well for a first-time senator. And I'm going to make reference to his predecessor, immediate predecessor, Obaisi Obioma. You cannot really compare somebody, a principal officer, who was the number 5 man of this country, right? Number 5, yeah? You can't really compare him to just a mere senator. So the opportunities of Obaisi Olara, the opportunities of Senator Obioma had, he doesn't have them. Talking about their budgets and all the opportunities that are out there, but he has done very well to ensure that he provides for his constituents in an egalitarian-like manner, so that dividends of democracy will get to each and every one of us. And I think that makes him stand out. And I believe that will also help him going into 2027. So yes, he stands out, and I believe we're not going to he will do very well.
What would you want to tell Yoruba people? Assuming he gets second-term ticket, for instance, which could make him step into the ladder of principal offices?
Well, if he gets re-elected, first and foremost, he needs to get a ticket. He gets re-elected. By the grace of God, that will happen. But my message for the Yoruba people, they should be patient with him. He's doing a lot of things like that, to help the Yoruba nation. He has this open door policy. Okay, let me. I don't know if you've heard, but in Abuja there's this program he does monthly. Right, we call it meet and greet. Now, this meet and greet is the first of its kind for a senator within Yoruba access, and nobody had done it before he assumed office. So with that program, he receives Yoruba sons and daughters in Abuja. Not just Abuja. If you say, okay, you're in Lagos or you're in Delta, you want to attend and you can make it to Abuja, you're welcome, he will receive you. So it's not limited or capped to a certain number. So he does that. For people he's had no connection with, he receives them, discusses with them, and they all have free access to him. It has never happened before. The system we used is more like the master and slave system, where the senators are up there, and those that are at the bottom of the ladder, they cannot even access them. And again, it's not difficult for you to access them or to be the senator. That's just one of several things that he's doing. He's very innovative. Just that alone makes you understand that he knows what he's doing. It's not just a technocrat. It's bringing ideas, bringing things in place that will help the Yoruba nation. At this point in time, we should be thinking out of the box. What we need is creativity. We should not stick to what we know, what we've been used to. We need people who come with ideas and actually take the Yoruba nation to a different level, to a higher level. And that is what it's doing. So for that to happen, we require the collective effort of the Yoruba nation, of every son and daughter of Delta Central, and we should come together, give him the support he wants. He might not do it the way we want it to be done, or divide the money the way we want the money to be divided, because that is not just his nature, but he's trying his best to ensure that everybody's carried along. So let's give him the support. If he comes back as a ranking officer, definitely, why not? I believe people will benefit more than what they are benefiting now.
Let's look at your role as a Deputy Chief of Staff to him.
Yeah.
How are you helping to make things work within the senatorial office?
Well, as Deputy Chief of Staff, it's all encompassing. I ensure that the Abuja office is working very well, and also having a close relationship with the Senate liaison officers or those at the grassroots level in Delta State. So most times I'm in Abuja, sometimes I'm in Delta. I need to travel back and forth to ensure that there's a good and smooth working relationship between the Abuja office and those in Delta State.
The other time you ran for the state assembly seat,
Yeah.
are we going to see Honorable Dr. Justin Oberiri Uloho on the ballot again?
It's been a wonderful experience for me. I mean, when I ran for office, primaries in 2022, I actually wanted to give my constituents, talking about the people of Ugele North Constituency 2, quality representation that we've never experienced before. I don't believe in talking too much. The action should speak louder than the words. And also, when you see it, you obviously know that this person is making a difference. So I wanted something that would help my people properly, in a very different way. But fortunately, I didn't get the ticket, and that was then. But now this is 2027. We're talking about 3 years later. It won't be harmful for me to, or rather, it won't be difficult if I want to contest again, and it won't be a pain in the neck for me if I decide to contest again. But at the moment, I have an assignment. I have a role as Deputy Chief of Staff to Senator Dafinone. And I believe he's doing very well. First and foremost, my assignment at the moment is to ensure that he finishes strongly in this first term, and also to ensure that he gets re-elected. So if I have a position as Deputy Chief of Staff, I'm not greedy. What am I looking for? If through him I'm still able to help now, not just to get it North Constituency 2, but the entire data center while working on the Senator Dafinone, I don't think there's any urge or push for me to contest the Ugele North Constituency 2 seat at the moment. So based on that, I will clearly tell you now that I'm not running for office in 2027. My focus is on helping my principal, Senator Dafinone, finish properly and also get re-elected in 2027.
What is your message to the 10 members that are yet to register as members of the APC, and your overview of the process so far? Do you think with the registration going on, the party will swell members enough to take over 2027?
The registration process is ongoing, it's going smoothly. We've had a few hiccups here and there. There have been cases of people trying to register and find out that their name, which is the NIN, and their numbers have already been used. And we've had several cases like that within Ugele North and other, even Ugele South and other LGAs. So I know we do have that problem. But again, I'll tell you that people have really been responding very well in terms of going out there. We've had people who have not been members of the party, they've not even been involved in politics, reaching out to me, reaching out to people around me that they want to, how can they become a member of the All Progressives Congress. So that tells you that we are getting a very good response in terms of registration. But I believe there's still more to do. We still, the foot soldiers, those who are doing the registration, need to go into every nook and cranny and ensure that no one is left out. Because we need more people, more hands to ensure that we, first and foremost, return President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Secondly, we have to return His Excellency the Sheriff Uloho in 2027, also Senator Dafinone in 2027. So it's not the more people we have, the better for us.
That is the size of the news bulletin. Thanks for viewing. Always keep a date with STV Channel.